What up, what up, what up? What's going on? Story of my journey in the multimedia verse, part two. So now, where I'm in college, I'm performing, I'm recording and performing in 2003. Um, so this is the first time I'm feeling the attention. I'm loving the appreciation because I put out this one song. Um, yeah, that's me. I'm a menace to the industry. Yeah, that's me. I'm underground, but they notice me. Yeah, that's me. The real deal. And I forgot the chorus. That was my first official song, and it took over. It just went all out the streets of Indola. It was banging. So now, to take you back, remember I talked about the the compilation we did. Yeah. So on the compilation, there were different artists, of course, and then there was a lot of hip hop artists. And you know, where there's a lot of hip hop artists, there's a lot of friction. So there was some beef amongst acts and whatnot. So fast forward, it is around that time when, like I mentioned, Ill Skill went his way, I went my way. I continued just, in my pursuit of recording. So that's when I recorded with Diddy, Mastermind, blah, 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 blah. Had two songs. This one particular song took over. It just went because I was angry and I wanted to prove a point. So I wrote hard on that one. So performing at Lowenthal Theatre, I was performing at places and whatnot. And I'm capturing the attention, you know what I mean, of different people. So now there's this unassuming skinny guy. Kept on trying to reach out, but I was I've always been that socially awkward, especially around people I don't know. So I always just said what's up and kept it moving. And then fast forward, he would end up being my best friend. So he keeps on and whatnot until one day we have a conversation, blah 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 blah. All right, cool. And then so a few days later, I go to his place. We link up, we hang out, we chat, have conversations. Shanigo, meet another one of our best friends. God rest your soul, KK Kanyanta. And Kanyanta is like, and I hear you rap. I'm like, yeah, I do. Can you rap for me? And at that point, I had proven my point. So I was not even holding back. The moment he said rap for me, I went in. And everybody was just applauded. You know what I'm saying? Everybody applauded and conversations started going, and then he invited me to his studio. Now, by that time, he had seen me, had watched me perform, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't know what he was about or his type of music, his type of rap style, rather. So I went to the studio with him. Shout out to Sound Factory, BEZ Production, get it straight. That was the first time I met Bez, where sampled his music. This skinny guy, unassuming skinny guy, Steve, aka So Sick, was actually a brilliant rapper. I was like, what? He's the first one I actually respected because he had that humility about him, and he tried to reach out to as many rappers as he could, like bridging the gap while we were focused on beefing. So I go back to my studio where I was recording from, and I tell them about my experience with Sound Factory, blah, 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 blah. And they told me one of the guys that were on compilation had come through to record, and they sampled in my song, and he respected, and he gave juice. And then fast forward, we meet up again at the same studio with the same guys. We were beefing. We meet up. And it was that kind of beef, like it was on site. You know what I'm saying? But we meet up and it's at the studio. And they're like, bruh, you are so brilliant, man. We didn't know you were this good. I'm like, I appreciate you. I appreciate your music too. It's just, the beef obviously overshadowed what could have been. That's how we patched up, and we became boys again, and we continued. So now, I'm invited to feature on a song. I feature on a song, and it wasn't that kind of a song. It was a party banger, and We record. It didn't come out until much, much later. So one of these days, now one of those days, um, there's a performance that Steve is about to do. So sick is has been invited to a graduation ceremony at convent. Yeah. So he was supposed to perform, and he had his backup guy he was running with. So now around the time he was supposed to perform on that day, uh, homeboy never showed up. His supporting act never showed up. So we are stuck, you know, because we are all there. You know what I mean? The whole gang went, just to show more support. Um, Everybody's there and we're waiting for this dude. One minute he's picking up his calls. What next minute he's on his way. The next minute he's not picking up his calls and he doesn't show up. So now Steve is stuck. So sick is stuck. He can't perform alone. So I'm like, I'm a performer. I'm a solo artist. I'm a solo act. But let me look out for the boy. So I'm like, you know what? I don't mind. I can back you up. For real? Yep. All right, cool. All right, cool. So we go backstage. Uh, we get caught. So Steve is so sick, jumps on stage. The crowd goes wild. It's a girls' school, so girls. Shout out convent back then. It was an all girls school. So now the girls see this boy and they just wow loud. So he speaks, he gives his speech, a motivational speech, blah, 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 blah. And then he introduces his song. But before the song starts, he introduces me. I'd like to introduce my boy, Bugsy. He'll be backing me up, blah, 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 blah. I step out. I tied my dreadlocks on top and left the back. I like that style. So I step out. The buzz when Steve came out was 100%. And then I step out. The buzz went to 1,000%. The whole was shaking. The applause, the screams and whatnot. And he turned back. He thought maybe I came out naked or something. But I just stepped out with a mic in my hand, with a kabounce. He looked back. He nodded and smiled. And it was at that point we both realized we're going to be a super group. So fast forward, we decide, let's put out that song we recorded, and then let's put out, the word on the streets that we are a group now, N-Cube and Bugsy. All right, So Sick back then was N-Cube. So that's how we started recording and performing together. And then we are performing at Lowento. There was Miss Something. So we performed there, and we performed 100%. In the crowd was a promoter, Clive Alive. Shout out to Clive Alive. Is he alive? Clive, are you alive? Shout out to Clive Alive. So he's in the crowd. So after we perform, he approaches me. Like, guys, that was a brilliant performer. I've never seen that energy. I'm having Miss CBU next Saturday. I would like to invite you guys to perform. So like, oh, okay, cool. How much? What are your rates? So we explained to him and blah, 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 blah. He's like, oh, okay, that's doable. So now, while we were rapping and recording and performing, there was a radio station that was about to open in Kitwe. So they were asking people to go through an audition. So we went through, we auditioned, I made it, So Sick made it, and blah, blah, blah. So on a Saturday, when we were supposed to perform, I had reached out to Mami Shireen. So we were supposed to perform at Y-Zone. So we're killing two birds with one stone, performing at Y-Zone and then going to perform at CBU. And we're like, and that's going to work to our advantage because people will have watched us on TV that will come to watch. So that's how we went to CBU, sat in our corner, nobody paid attention. We're like, anyway, we'll perform. Then we performed. When the performances began, guys were rapping, they were bringing in and whatnot. And then we stepped up, the crowd went wild. We were supposed to perform between 18 hours and 19:30. we were asked to perform again and again and again, and our rates went higher and higher and higher every time. We were done by 23 hours, and we made a lot of money. And that is part two. Stick around for part three.